What's good, everybody? How's it going, man? Shit, I feel like it's been a while since I've been on here. Been a little bit busy. You know, life happens. But since I've been away, there's been a few things that's been on my mind. Let's go ahead and start with our president, Donald Trump. So, man, okay, so the man says the darnest things. You know what I'm saying? Like he's got them Twitter fingers, and he's twittering all this shit, and that it irks people. It pisses people off. It's sometimes it's like, damn man, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? And then other times it's like, fuck yeah, I've been wanting to say that. Hey, that's what should be said. So let's just go with the two things that are kind of like wow moments that I can understand why you would be pissed off if you didn't like him. And the first one is that the Mueller guy from the FBI. The man says, "I'm glad he's dead. He won't hurt nobody else." I mean, I don't wish death on nobody. You know what I mean? And I remember when back in I don't wish death on anybody. Just plain and simple. That's the horrible thing to say. I think that was kind of fucked up. But people say things when you have beef with people. You say what it is. I mean, Donald Trump has anger issues because people try to put him to jail. People try to tarnish his name, so he fights back, and that pisses people off. But that was kind of fucked up that he said that. So, but that you can. Those are the kind of things that people were just like, damn, Trump, shut the hell up. The other thing that he said I thought was fucking brilliant. Like, it's just like, amazing. Japanese reporter is asking him, well, how come you didn't tell us about this surprise? How come you didn't warn us if you wanted us to be together? And that man says, who knows anything better than surprises than Japan? You remember Pearl Harbor? Hands down, that was fucking dope. You know what I'm saying? That's gangster shit right there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, who are you to say that shit? Like, I do what I need to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, he fucking said, this is what I do. Don't be coming at me with no surprises. I loved it. And the Prime Minister of Japan, she's sitting there and he's asking this question, and you see her face like, I know where this is going, and you should know where this is going. Why don't you shut the fuck up? No, he ended up telling the deal. Hilarious. Oh man, that's hilarious. You know what I mean? Trump has those moments where he's just gangster. But and then he has those moments where it's like, man, you're a fucking asshole. You know what I mean? That's why people don't like you. But other than that, man, he's the president. You gotta run with it. All right, so another deal that I really want to talk about too. So let's really talk about it. Is a lady at the Spurs game. Y'all know who I'm talking about. That chick at the Spurs game, an older lady, probably in her 80s, maybe, I don't know, 70s, 80s, is she's on the phone, and what did she say? She's like, these Hispanics are rowdy, or what was it that she said? Something like rowdy, and then she's like, how do they afford these tickets? How do they afford it? Okay, to me, it's funny, okay, and because how do I say this? It's funny because you can sit around there, no matter what race you are, and you'll tell a white, you'll say something that's like, oh, I don't know what to say, but like, Hispanic people, you know what I mean? They're like, oh, you could text a buddy, right? And you're at the, you're in line, you're I don't know, we're at the store or whatever, and there's a watermelon place, and then you're like, oh man, look at all these black people getting watermelon, and then somebody, and then, to a friend, and then all of a sudden you're like, how do they afford these watermelons? That happens. I mean, the same thing, like the white lady, the Mexican thing. Black people probably say the same thing about Mexicans. But, oh man, look at all these fucking Mexicans at the taco joint. He's texting his buddy or something. Man, all these motherfuckers eating them tacos and shit. Like, it happens because people say that shit. You know what I mean? And it's not being racist. It may be being ignorant. But I wouldn't say it was racist. And I would say being ignorant. You know what I mean? Because she could be. I just took it as that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. She could have been just I don't know, talking with a friend or whatnot, because it happens every day. I mean, it's just shit about Asia. If you were at an Asian place, you know what I mean, or if you were anywhere else, you know what I'm saying, like. People say weird shit. And you know what? If she was racist, shame on her. If she was joking with a friend, I mean, I don't know. It's just funny to me. I didn't take it. There's a lot of people on social media like, this white lady and blah, blah, and they're being racist towards her. You know what I mean? Two wrongs don't make it right. So it's just funny. Like I've seen a lot of memes where like, Mexicans are getting really upset. You know what I mean? And it's just like, why are you upset about this? Like, go about your life. There's nothing really important or big that's gonna make me stop and be like, oh, this white person. You know what I mean? It's one white person out of the whole, the whole place. And being here in San Antonio is predominantly Hispanic, right? Imagine if Hispanic guys went to Boston, right? And an older gentleman is there saying, "Damn, all these bolillos here." He probably would have texted in Spanish, and the person back wouldn't have understood. But he would probably be like, "Oh, there's all these bolillos here," and whatever. You know what I mean? You got an uncle, you got an aunt. You've got, a cousin that'll say some shit like that, right? And it's just like, oh God, this dude, he's stupid. You know what I mean? That's just your uncle. You know what I'm saying? I guess I give you an example. So I'm cutting an older gentleman's hair, right? And he sits down, right? And it's just me. It looks like it's just me in the shop. And he sits down and he starts talking to me. Hey, Gil, how's it going? Da, da, da. And the negritos. And I go, oh no, he's off today, and Al he's in the back, and Al heard him, and he goes, which negrito you talking about? Cause I'm right here. But he did, you know what I'm saying? An older Mexican dude. It was funny. Al took it as funny. He didn't be like, oh, this motherfucker here. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? That's just his lifestyle. He's always said that. You know what I mean? You have uncles and aunts that do that too. And guess what? White people have the same uncles and aunts that do that too. So, regardless, of her race, it's wrong. It's wrong for anybody to do it. It was wrong for him to say negrito. It's wrong for anybody to say anything about different race if they don't know what's going on. That white lady was probably not even from San Antonio. She couldn't have been from San Antonio because she would have knew her surroundings. You know what I'm saying? Like, she lived here all her life. She would have known that we make money. You know what I mean? Hispanics make money, and yeah, we get crazy with our spurs. You know what I mean? And we get crazy about a lot of things. So she might not have been here, and it was a culture shock to her. And she's telling her sister over there in fucking Maine or Oregon or wherever the hell she was from, saying, how did they afford these niggas? I don't know. I'm just not upset with it. You know what I mean? Like, why let that bother me? You know what I mean? But on social media and friends and family and all that, they're going in on this lady. Like, but it's funny. I don't know. To me, it's funny. And you might say I'm being ignorant too because, it's funny. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. To me, it's just funny. And I'm going to keep saying that because it is. Like, because people have so much hate in them. Like, she probably didn't, she doesn't hate Hispanics. She just said, damn, you know what I mean? And she's being a smartass, at the same time saying, all these Mexicans, how can they afford it? Um, that's kind of fucked up, right? Yeah, that is fucked up. How can they afford these tickets? And I seen all those memes of like, oh, how could you afford it? I'm sitting here in front, you know what I mean? Like, and it's wrong, but to me, I thought it was funny, and people were going in on her, and you gotta let life go, man. Who is she to you? Why did she get you so upset? It's like San Antonio, they get upset for anything. Like, you guys get mad about that, and a lot of Hispanics here in San Antonio. I don't know, and I could be wrong, and I'm not talking shit or anything, but however many of them have moved out of San Antonio, lived out of San Antonio, you know what I mean? Like, and gone to a predominantly black city. Have you ever gone to Atlanta? Have you ever gone to North Dakota? And once you get out into those worlds, or black or white or whatever you are, you get out into those other places in other states, and you become the minority, right? You're not the majority. You're not the majority anymore, because you're in San Antonio and there's a lot of Hispanics. But once you get out there into the predominantly white city, Utah or any place like that, you'll go there and you'll be saying things about white people, like whatever it is, and you don't see their culture. You don't see white people culture. You don't see how they react and all this other stuff. Like, you don't see that. So you might sit there and say something like that lady did here in San Antonio. I mean, it's natural. I think, if you go into, if you're Mexican, you go into another, but a black city like Philadelphia. I mean, I don't know if that's a black city or not. Maybe I'm just, whatever. Or Atlanta, where there's predominantly black people, and you're in there, and you go to a club or something like that, and you're like, damn, all these fucking black people, look how they dance all fucking rowdy, and you say something like, then they, what I can't think of nothing, because I don't, just, oh man, this or that, and then, because you don't know how it is there, you've never witnessed it before. So this lady, 80 years old, probably ain't never witnessed a bunch of Hispanics there, and she's just saying what she felt at the time. I don't know. I just don't blame her. I think it's funny. I think people are getting way overboard with it. So, I don't know. That's just me. I don't know. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I just think it was funny. It's just like, anything that people say nowadays just makes people mad. Like, like the war, the Iraq war, or the Iranians, right? Like, we're bombing them, right? And we got people in the United States that are like, how dare you bomb them? Like, how dare you, American people are like, why are you bombing? Can you believe he's bombing them? Like, why can't you believe it? Like, what? They're terrorists. They've always been trying to kill Americans. They've always been trying to do some sort of thing to us. But you got people protecting them. I don't get that. Like, I don't. Like, I don't. You wouldn't protect. I'll break it down to you. Like, you wouldn't protect. You live in a neighborhood, right? And there's another neighborhood, like 2-3 blocks down that you don't like, and they constantly are saying, I'm gonna kill your people. I'm gonna fuck you up. It's like a gang. Two gangs around in the neighborhood, and one guy is always over there shooting up these people, right? And then you finally say enough's enough. You go to their neighborhood and you bomb the shit out of them and blow them up to pieces. Do you think the people in your neighborhood are gonna be like, why did you go do that? Why did you do that? No. Why? Because you got tired of it. It's enough's enough. That whole Middle Eastern thing, man, it's crazy over there. Like, I don't see any argument of what's going on over there. You know, 9/11. We have, you know, this whole shit. I mean, from that area, all over the place. They're all terrorists over there, and they did the 9/11 thing. And you can sit there and say, oh, it was Afghanistan, and oh, it was Saddam Hussein, oh, whatever. They're still all the same. They're the same. They believe the same things. They've always chanted death to America. So I just would really makes me think, like, why do you want to protect these people? Because if you give those people the chance, they'll kill us. They'll do another 9/11. They'll do another bombing. They'll do whatever it takes. Another Boston Marathon, and they'll do it. If we don't stop them, they're gonna do it. And then what are we gonna say? Oh man, no, you're gonna be pissed. So that kind of bothers me, as far as that goes. You know, it's like, gas prices going up. People are upset about that, but when shit like this happens, of course it does. And like they said, like you said, the gas people, they hike up the gas. They know what's going on. I mean, even Trump said it too. Trump was like, "Don't hike up the gas prices because we're doing this." And what do? They hiked up the gas prices. So, it's crazy. It's a crazy world. It's a crazy world. But you can't let it get to you, man. You got to keep going with your life. Like, you know what I mean? Like, every day, I've got friends on social media posting shit like every day. Some of it's not even real. Some of it's just fake. But they posted it, and other people are liking it, and they believe it. And you got to do your own research. You really do. Like now, I think people don't even like Elvis anymore because Trump went to go visit the place in Memphis where Graceland. I saw people like, Chuck Norris too. Chuck Norris died, and he helped. He was a Trump supporter, and people were talking a lot of crazy shit like, oh, I didn't know that he did that. Oh, I don't like him. Good, I'm glad he's dead. So I'm just like, what? It's weird. It's crazy to me. Another thing too is I've had a couple people sit there and say, like dating, when you're dating somebody, right? And before you were Republican, Democrat, whatever, I doubt that it was even an issue to date somebody like that. But a lot of women are sitting there saying, no, if you support, if you're a conservative, or we're not the same. And like, we're not the same. If you like Trump, I can't be your friend. I can't date you because we have different views. And I'm like, this has always been a part of it, right? You know what I mean? Everybody's always been different, and it's only been different since Trump has been in office. Like, people do not want to talk to you because you like Trump. You know what I mean? Like, the hate is real. The hate is real, and I get it. I understand. You know what I mean? And it's horrible that you can have friends or people that you've known for a long time sit there and say that you're a racist, or like say MAGA is a racist, or you're a racist too. You're a Nazi. You're this. You're that. And I was like, man, I've known you my whole life. What do you mean? Like, before Donald Trump even came into office, I was your friend. Before Donald Trump was in the office, I chipped in so that you can, get out of jail, or have money in jail, or when you needed somebody to have your back when you were getting jumped, I was there. You know what I mean? Like, I was your buddy. But now that there's this whole thing about Donald Trump going on, I'm a racist, I'm a fucking this or that, or all this other stuff. It's crazy to me. And I'm not saying this is, people are telling me this. I'm just telling you that there's people out there that are doing that to you. You could be your best friend, but your best friend is like, man, fuck him, man. He's a racist. He's a fucking MAGA asshole or whatever. And it's like, no, I'm not. I just voted different than you because I wanted this and this and this. You know what I mean? It has nothing to do with me being your friend. You know, like, well, hold up there, pump your brakes, and women too. Like women that don't want to date people who are conservative or that voted for Trump or anything like that. Like it's crazy to me. Like to me, even if you voted Democrat, I'm not gonna hate you. I'm not gonna dislike you. Like, you know what I mean? I think that's um, a wrong in all ways. You know what I mean? Like, I've got family members. Should I hate them? Should I call them racist? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Should I call them anti-Americans because they don't like the fact that we're doing what we're doing overseas, or because we don't want immigrants coming from other countries over here to the United States, because it's really not. I mean, they're not Mexicans that we're sending back. Most of them, you know what I mean. They're not Mexican. People get that mixed up because they're coming through Mexico, but they're not Mexican. Majority of them aren't even Mexican. They're Guatemalan. They're El Salvadorian, fucking Venezuelan. From all over the place. They weren't Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? So, but I get it, man. You that's what you believe in, and that's what you think, and I get it. But man, don't double cross your family. You know what I'm saying? Because when you need them, they're gonna. If you need me and you're my family member and you're mad at me because I chose a different route than you, you know what I mean? Shame on you, because no matter what route you shoot, you're my family. I'm gonna protect you. I'm gonna have your back, regardless. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you say the grass is blue and everybody knows the grass is green, but you're my family. So guess what? I'm gonna say the grass is green. I mean the grass is blue. Because you're my family. That's just me. That's just me, no matter what. Like, I'm the type of person, if we're going to some place together, nothing's going to happen to you that don't happen to me. You understand what I'm saying? And that's just me. And a lot of family, a lot of friends and family or anybody, you know what I mean? They might not be like me. And that's okay. You know what I mean? If we get into a scruffle and you don't help me because I don't agree with you, shame on you, and I'll know that, and then that'll be a different topic. But never once will I ever disrespect a family member or a friend because they don't like what I like, and it doesn't have to do with politics. That's just anything, but it has to do with politics now because it's such a big thing. So just remember that, guys. Like, don't let that get too carried away. You know what I mean? Family and friends, if you have two different people believe in two different things, that's fine. That's what's supposed to happen. But don't call out people names. Don't do that, because you're wrong. You're wrong. I'm telling you that right now. You are wrong. If you have family members that don't agree with you on something like that, and you're fighting over that, and you're calling them names and this and that, you're wrong. You're wrong. Well, that's it. That's all I gotta say about that. Also, too, man, just continue to like and subscribe to my channel, man. Let everybody know I'm out here doing this, and just listen to me. You know what I mean? You don't have to like it. I mean, and that's good if you don't, because everybody has a different opinion on things, and it's just I mean, that's okay. Everybody has an opinion, and but don't let things get to you, man. You know what I mean? That this little lady, this little white lady, she's a little white lady. You know what I mean? She probably grew up being racist. You know what I mean? She probably didn't want anybody to she probably was used to saying spicks and nigga and all that kind of stuff. Like, they're probably used to it. You know what I'm saying? Wetbacks and porch monkey. You know what I mean? That she's an old lady. You know what I mean? Forgive her ignorance. You know what I mean? And that's the same for everybody else too. Mexicans, they talk shit. Blacks talk shit. You know what I mean? Older people, and I get it too. They may not, and that's good for them. You know what I mean? Good. They make the world a better place. She's a lady who's just doesn't know nothing. She's just an old ass lady who doesn't know shit, and she's probably doesn't have that much time. And when she goes to heaven and she sees the Lord, she'll have to ask for forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? So, because that's when we're all gonna find out at the end. You know what I'm saying? Nothing has to be proven. Nothing is the world flat. Are there aliens? All this crazy stuff. Like, to me, you know what? When it's all said and done, and I'm sitting in front of the Lord, and He's gonna ask me, let me, He's gonna ask me what, or not. He's not gonna ask me. I'm gonna have to tell Him, what I said, and in the end, you'll understand everything. Right now, I don't need to understand it. I don't need to know if the world's flat. I don't need to know if there's an ice wall. I don't need to know, what. I don't need to know anything like that. I live my life. I live it right. I live it correct. I go by the Bible. I go by the Ten Commandments. I honor the Lord, and I try not to sin. And in the end, I'll understand it all, and everybody will. Everybody will. Sorry, that's my ice maker. And everybody will understand in the end. Once you see the Lord, you're gonna know. You're gonna understand it all. That's my whole philosophy, and that's how you guys. I'm not saying you have to live your life that way, because you can be curious. You know what I mean? But to constantly to be asking these and doing all this stuff, does it matter? Does it matter? Really, does it? I don't know. Does it matter that your aunt is a Democrat? Does it matter if your best friend is white? Does it matter if you're, if you cuss? Does it matter? Doesn't matter. Life is too short to be petty. When you start to, and it happens when you get older too. I believe. Like, once you start getting older, you start thinking, you know what? Hey, that's not that important. This isn't that important, or that isn't that important. What's important is people around you that love and care about you and respect you with pride and dignity and honor and respect. That's the most important part. None of this, who'd you vote for? What color is your skin? Is there an ice wall? Are there aliens? None of that matters. None of that matters at all. So enough about that. I think I said enough. Just got finished watching In a Relationship on Netflix. Has anybody seen that? It's okay. It's not the best, but it's funny. It's cute, whatever. And it just got me thinking about, relationships and how women, men are so afraid to commit to one woman. And she could probably be a good woman, and a man will make an excuse like, oh no, I want to be able to go out when I want to go out. I want to be able to say hi to whoever I want to say hi to. And women are more like, once they find that one person, that's who they want to be with, and then that scares away the man. And that's what this deal was about. But it made me think, because it's true. I mean, men, we're afraid to commit. I believe. I don't know. It's just hard. And if he's not afraid to commit, that might be the one. Because there's been plenty of times where I was like, girl, I like you. And then it's like, but we've always been the same. We've always done it like this. So you're just like, oh, okay, no, I get it. Cool. So that when that happens to you, you tend to hold that on every other woman. You know what I'm saying? There's times where, you're the more aggressive one, and the one that you like isn't the one that likes you back. You know what I mean? And that's kind of frustrating for a man. But just remember this, man. Like, no, I'm not gonna say that. I think no, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say what I want to say. But, you know, because I'm biting my tongue on this, but I'm not gonna say it. So, okay. Anyway, good movie. It's a good. You should watch it. I mean, it's a chick flick, but I'm a sucker for chick flicks, so whatever. Then I saw the other movie called The War Machine. Has anybody seen that one? Now, the action, it was good action. Guns blazing, and it was good. It was cool, real awesome. They left it open for part two. But good movie. Check it out. It's pretty good movies. If there's any other movie that I've been trying to get a hold of, I can't remember the names, but man, you know what I mean. I'm a movie buff, so if there's any good movies out there, you guys leave it in the comments. Because I'll definitely check it out. But other than that, man, I hope you guys are doing good. Like and subscribe to my channel. Let everybody know. Be distinguished, stay distinguished. Learn something. Don't get in trouble. All right, y'all. Later.